I will paddle you.
Oh, can I get some of that?
Yes.
You have the paddle. That's a little much. I'll take some leather. I'll take leather.
You're the kinkier than
But no, dude. As soon as
I get some leather and rubber.
Oh, no.
it's a different pain. I don't know how to describe it.
Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles coming to you from Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Yeah, living up to its name.
Ooh, man, is that window open, man? It's warm in here. It's like summer already. It was winter yesterday and summer today. Hey, everyone, this is Liza. We got a lively crowd and some new names and faces here and new topics. I'm excited. There's a lot to be excited. There's a lot of excitement going on out in the garage. I just walked away from too.
You were glowing today. You were glowing. I think the highlight was when the Electric Wackadoos had their shit show go on. Oh God,
yeah.
Dude, so I'll
let me get to who is here joining us from. This is the first time you've been here in person in the room.
First time in person. Long time listener. First time caller.
It's Mason
from Minneapolis. Don't you know?
Yeah.
Don't you know? Hey, Mason.
Oh.
Yeah, you joined us on some of the Zoom calls when we were doing that. It's real nice to be back in the studio.
And Mason is riding a glorious Super 10.
It's blown my mind. It's been a really, really fun bike to ride.
Do you know that's one of my favorite bikes?
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. I think they're just the cat's meow.
I dare say capable because every time I looked in my rearview mirror through the mountains today, there he was.
But it is a big man's bike. I will say that. It's a handful. It's not for feeble women like me. I just admire them from afar.
You just like Harleys. And vintage Triumphs, yeah.
And running the board tonight, it's Stumpy John.
What's up, everybody? I'm happy I'm back, and I got to show you my new tattoo. It says potato, potato on my belly. Because I was in Daytona.
Oh, my word.
I wanted to say tater tot, tater tot, tater tot.
Oh, we had tater tots here today.
Oh.
And,
Yeah, me and Megan was here with the babies.
Wait.
right.
I did
those
see
tater
them.
tots.
Yeah, Elliot is a screamer and a door slammer. That's his phase right now.
He tried to jump on the back of Chris's
boy.
van when he was leaving on the bike rack, and Megan pulled him off, and he threw a fit.
I know.
And I would like to share with John, not only does he have potato, potato on his belly, he has a rutabaga and a carrot tattooed on his bottom.
What is a rutabaga? I don't even know what that is.
It's a vegetable. It's a vegetable.
Of course you wouldn't know. Of course. And that is
That's something to eat in Minneapolis, I think.
And that is the dulcet tones of Miss Emma.
Aloha, darlings. I am Miss Emma, and I like both leather and rubber. Stop it, Bagel. You stop that right now. No, don't.
Bagel
No.
just looks guilty. He just looks
No.
guilty.
Just
Don't say
just
it.
don't.
I know nothing.
Okay. Also joining us on the Classy Girl Couch, wondering what kind of a shit show he's come into. It's Greg.
Well, Greg here from Gilroy Motorcycle Center. Liza, thank you for bringing me on.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, it's actually one of my very first podcasts.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Wow.
One of your very or the very?
The first one doesn't count. I was pretty hammered, so it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't even remember half of it. So
you're not quite a virgin. You're just a half virgin.
Exactly.
Did you wake up with a rutabaga tattoo?
Thankfully, no.
And joining us back from the desert, it's Naked Jim.
Yeah, let the desert desiccate my bones.
God, you love it out there.
Yeah, we're all stardust, baby. I know, I took way too much peyote.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, and then everyone's favorite ginger, of course, it's Bagel.
Glad to be joining you in spite of technical difficulties.
Yes, we got through it.
Yeah, pills for that.
Hey,
Bagel's got technical difficulties in his underpants.
It's the
Don't you,
first
Bagel?
time, honest. Never happens.
Swear this never happens.
Seriously, it never.
It's too bad you don't remember the last podcast, Greg, but I'm guessing it wasn't anything like
It
this.
was very, very
He's
different.
going to try to forget this one, too.
I'm completely sober for this one, so.
You might want to be drunk on this one too. So
Where's the tequila?
we got beer.
Man.
So we got so much to talk about. But the reason that we invited Greg to come on is I want to talk about the industry. It has changed so much. I mean, you've been in the industry for the last 120 years.
Stop it.
And it has changed dramatically.
Well, we don't sell steam engines anymore, darling.
And wood wheels, right? Do you have
you
wood
that
wheels?
old?
Wheels? Oh, wheels weren't invented when I started in the industry, darling.
Yeah, they were still square, but but one thing that really hasn't ever changed is motorcycle theft.
Yes.
And actually, we have a new sponsor that I want to announce. This week, our episode is brought to you by Sizap.
Faux shizzle.
Sizap.
That's an Amish phrase for "don't steal my shit."
No. Sizap is pretty cool. It's not even an app, as it implies. It's a motorcycle tracker and a rider's mate. Sizap is a monitoring device without a contract, so there's no monthly fees, and there are so many features that it does. It gives your vehicles real-time location, battery level control, so you can always know what your battery level is from the app on your phone, trip history list, hits and crashes notifications for people who keep their bikes out on the street or in a parking garage. I mean, how many times people come out and their bike has been tipped over and they didn't know? Mm-hmm. This would tell you right away. Towing detection, but also route sharing with friends, group riding, and event planning. It's a GPS. It's a little GPS box that plugs into your bike on the battery, and it senses if the bike has been moved or bumped or anything. It gives you a warning right away, but also if your bike is stolen, you can track it, see where it's going. We don't have that problem as much here, but I see people in the city, in San Francisco, posting all the time on our forums about bikes that are stolen.
Okay. Yeah, and San Jose too. Any sprawling metropolis, it's a problem with bike theft. So get yourself one of these.
When they find it,
right?
does it shoot out glitter and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Well, the tweakers love to steal bikes in Boulder Creek too. So
Oh, in England, it's a huge problem.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with the UK bike theft thing?
It's not
Huge
true.
problem.
Nobody breaks the law in England.
Yeah.
Honest, Gov. No, it's the same deal as everywhere. It's snotty little teenagers who've got nothing better to do than steal bikes. Cut the bloody hands off, I say.
Well, it's a huge
Bastards.
business. I know a lot of people have them stolen out of their parking garages, in fact.
Right.
So Sizap, it's SIZZAPP. They have a 15% discount for anyone who wants to buy, and there's a discount code. It's MM15. Motorcycles and Misfits. To get your 15% off from the standard price of it's priced in euros because it's a European company. It's about $214 US. But again, you have no monthly fees. Once you own it, you own it.
Less than the cost of a Honda battery.
So, Sizap.
That hurt.
It's brilliant, very easy to use. It only takes 30 seconds to install on your bike, and I highly recommend it. So go check out Sizap.com, SIZZAPP.com.
Sizap, faux shizzap.
Yeah. So,
my news
Snoop
app.
Dogg recommended.
oh my God. There's a new slogan, Sizap for Shizap.
And you get a new bottle of the new strain of Motorcycles and Misfits weed with it. No.
Oh my word. But no, I was really glad that they approached us because that is a product that I can appreciate. As somebody who, we've had many bikes stolen, but I've been fortunate enough not to have any big bikes stolen. But again, I see people all the time in major cities who have to park on the street. They don't have an option.
Right.
And it happens. And, I know people who've had their bike stolen. They even found where it was and called the police. And the police don't have the time to concern themselves.
Well, everybody's
just deal with your insurance company.
Everybody's understaffed, including the police. I've had a bike stolen many, many years ago, and it just leaves this hole in your heart. It's awful. So anything you can do to prevent that, Fine by me.
I mean, I think everyone listening gets it. Our bikes are like our kids in some way. It's not just property, It's more than that. So when,
Liza.
it's touched,
Liza.
you want to know.
Your kids need a bath.
They stink.
So let's talk about the industry, you guys. Greg, you own Gilroy Motorcycle Center.
Motorcycle Center, yep.
Which we recently reported visiting there and being excited because you've moved into new digs.
Yeah, very large new dig.
In fact, when we did our tour, you may not know this, so we did a tour of motorcycle shops for our podcast and then did a report. And yours was one of the shops at the old location, which, we like your guys. One of the things I always like, do they have a couch to sit on? Check. Do they offer you any beverages or snacks? Yeah, I think we were offered coffee.
Yes,
yeah.
Coffee's
I'm like,
the one.
check.
Yeah, coffee's big.
And,
That's like 2 checks. Coffee.
Are you acknowledged when you come in the door?
Right.
And it's like, yep,
Check.
check.
Great to hear.
But you guys were like the Winchester Mystery Mansion.
Oh, the old location? Yeah,
The
it
old
was. That place
location.
used to be, 2-3 different motorcycle shops.
Right.
Previous owner literally bought them out one by one and then blew a hole through each wall.
Yeah.
And it was like the Winchester Mystery house. You didn't know where you were going. Next thing you know, you're like, here's a door, here's a walkway. The next thing you know, you're outside in the back.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Lida, you sat down at a microphone that is not plugged in. But if you grab that mic cord right there, yes, plug it in. So joining us is Lila. Just shout hi. Hey. Yeah, sorting that out. Let's cover your shop. So you've been running it 5 years. What lines do you carry?
Which ones do we not carry? We started off with just the 4 Japanese brands. You got Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki. 2018, we brought in KTM, Husqvarna. Then we brought in Royal Enfield. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh, I know I'm missing a few more. Gas.
Gas, I was going to say.
Recently brought in Can-Am and Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
And then Specialized e-bikes.
So I haven't been to the new location, but I did. I was telling you earlier, I bought my very first brand new motorcycle from Gilroy Motorcycle Center,
which is great.
Yeah, we can. The service, everything was top notch there. But the one thing you talk about what they carry, when I walked in the door, I was like in dirt bike nirvana. You guys had good inventory. I don't know if we timed it right with everything going on, but it was just like KTM's, Husqvarna's, Hondas. It was like I am in the land of dirt bike.
Hang on, I'm going to share something about me that you don't know. When I was fresh off the boat, I walked into a lead technician's job at San Luis Obispo Motorsports for a lovely man called Steve Myrick. This is 30 years ago. And we sold Sea-Doos. And my God, when you sell Sea-Doos, that is a line unto itself because you need some real estate to sell those things.
Not just real estate, but the headache that goes along with it.
And you need a water tank. You need fuel testers. It's a world into itself. So I was really excited to see you taking that on.
Yeah, that was a big one that when we took on Can-Am, they asked us to take on Sea-Doo. And one of my biggest questions was like, I'm not going to take it on unless I can do the full kit and caboodle.
Right.
And I'm talking not just the selling part, but I want to be able to prep them properly and service them. And to do that, we needed a tank. So as of just last week, our tank was finished. Semi. We still need to do a couple more things, but we finally have an actual service tank that we can actually service these things on.
Now, I don't know what Sea-Doo do now. Back in the day, they did a range of about 10 personal watercraft, single-seaters, two-seaters, three-seaters, and then I vividly remember one day this 21-foot speedboat showed up with 2 Sea-Doo engines in it. Now, back then, it was the Rotax two-strokes, the two-cylinder two-strokes, and this had twin two-cylinder two-strokes in it. Do they still do anything like that, or are they still all just about the watercraft?
So as far as the Sea-Doos, no. That they move on more into the pontoon boats.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Are we talking about pontoon boats all of a sudden?
They did.
Oh, okay.
Yes!
They grew it. They expanded into the pontoons. They came out with what's called the Switch. It's basically built off of 2 Sea-Doos, the engines and compartments, built onto a pontoon style. They're selecting certain dealers which ones are going to come out and sell them. Of course, my brother threw in the hat for our shop, and I'm
Nice.
like, oh, please, it's going to be a headache. But exciting.
All right, and I also have to ask,
Sure.
you have e-bikes,
Yes.
but not e-bikes, electric motorcycles.
Yes, because that is a whole other beast in and of itself when it comes to the servicing.
Emma, tell them about the hook. Do you know about the hook?
I've heard about it.
The hook.
Well, yeah, the best part about being a Harley Livewire dealer is you have to buy the service kit to service the Livewire.
True.
And the best piece of service kit to service the Livewire is the 18-foot-long fiberglass boat hook. So you can pull the technician who's being electrocuted off the bike. And I've seen the hook.
I
And it's
believe
a
it.
mighty piece of tackle, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, the e-motorcycles markets it's a lot of money to get into. KTM asked us to bring on their KTM Freeride, their electric dirt bike,
Oh, that was...
but it was a $75,000 investment.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
But with no guarantee, no refunds on, and you had to order 10 bikes
Oh,
that full pop at 10, 12, 13 grand a
Right.
piece. So it was a hard nut to swallow, but no, thank you.
And truthfully, Greg, I think within the next 5 years, all of the Japanese four are going to have at least one electric motorcycle in their range.
I would agree with you.
And, we can just wait and see what happens with that.
I know Husqvarna, for example, is testing a electric Vitpillen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun.
And probably going to hit the European market first, and then they'll probably bring it over to the
Right.
States.
I'm glad you said that first because I keep calling it the pit villain. I cannot...
So Vitpillen, it means white arrow in Swedish.
I'm so glad I don't fit on that thing because it seems just wicked. It has to be one of those wicked looking
Yeah.
motorbikes around.
So let's talk about the industry. I mean, like I said with Emma, it's changed so much. We used to have, when I moved here, 15, 20 years ago, we had every dealership here. Between here and Watsonville, we had 2 Harley dealerships, BMW, a couple Honda, Yamaha. We had Triumph, Ducati. We even had a Vespa dealer at one point here. They're all gone.
Right.
All of them are gone. And now we have to go over to San Jose or down to Monterey or over to Salinas. I won't deal with them. Or Gilroy.
Right. Well, I think a lot of that stems from the 2008 recession. Because, like I said, you said you had all these single line dealers that were around before 2008, but after 2008 and all the way up until about 2011, it was about the peak of the recession, was that about 38% of the dealerships, single line dealerships, went away, unfortunately, or they were bought up by the bigger dealerships and combined under one roof.
Now, you didn't own the dealership at the time,
No, I
but
did
it
not.
existed. What did they do to
So,
survive?
for example, Steve Schaub, one of the most genuine, honest guys I've ever met in the industry. In 2008, the morning that the market crashed, by the end of the day, he had laid off 3/4 of his staff, and everybody called him crazy. Like, I think you're jumping the gun here. We don't know what you're doing. But instead, it actually saved his dealership. He was able to, see the writing on the wall, and he weathered the storm, and all the way up until when he sold us the dealership in fall 2017. So if it wasn't for him, that thing would have gone away a long time ago.
But, let's be honest with you, Greg. When you bought that dealership in 17, the market wasn't all gas and gators
No.
then and wine and roses. You bought into a troubled market.
Correct. So the biggest hurdle that we had to get over, the first thing we did when we got in there was first you figure out, you have to figure out the industry from the dealer perspective, because I've been a lifelong motorcycle rider since I learned how to ride a dirt bike before I learned how to ride a bicycle, that type of thing.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, all my siblings, I've got 11 siblings. We all did the same thing.
Good Lord.
What?
Big family.
Yeah, really a big family. So it was always, compete, a lot of competition.
Okay.
So, but first thing we had to figure out was just figure out that perspective from the dealership. And most of the issues that I saw was, how do you get people through the door?
I'm just curious, might we have any relatives in common in Salt Lake City?
It might be possible. My family's huge.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like 70 first cousins.
Okay.
So it's quite possible.
All right. We'll see.
Yep.
So you came into this dealership, and it'd be insulting to call it a boutique dealership, but it wasn't when I was talking to Mason earlier. When I go travel and you go into these, what I call these like super centers, right? Where they got everything. They just call it the motorcycle shop. All of our surviving motorcycle shops, even the ones like Santa Clara, the ones that that Jim loves or that we go to, they're not that big.
Right.
They couldn't be to survive. And how much of that is the real estate?
I'd say quite a bit, because at the same time you have to have the product on the floor if you want to sell it.
But the real estate here is so friggin'
it's just massive, incredibly expensive. You wanted to buy an acre here in San Jose, or over in San Jose, you're going to spend $2 million.
Yeah,
actually,
at least.
Greg, could we talk, because this is a concept I've tried to explain to people outside the industry, and it's very, very hard concept. Would you explain flooring charges? And how it works and what it costs to have, say, 200 bikes on the floor.
Got it.
There you go.
Actually, where do I begin? So first and foremost, put it this way, nobody's got $2 million sitting in their pocket these days. If you do, you're in the wrong industry. But at the same time, so what you do is you sign up with these banks, you get a line of credit. For example, Wells Fargo is our biggest creditor. We go to KTM, for example, because they're our biggest. They sell us a bike, we buy it with our line of credit from Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo puts a lien on that bike, per se, and they'll give us maybe 90-day free flooring, which means we're not going to pay any interest on that bike for at least 90 days. If we sell it before that 90 days, there's no interest, period. After the 90 days, though, if we haven't sold it, we start to accumulate interest and pay it on a monthly basis. So depends on how many bikes that you have. It's all per bike, too. It's not just one chunk.
And I assume that's based on prime, so if everything goes a little nuts.
Correct, but the interest rates are really, 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 really low.
Yeah.
So that they're proportionate to the dollar amount that you're loaning. So most of these things, like, for example, our typical KTM or something like that is only $7,000 to $10,000. So you're paying interest on just that per month. So, but combine that with, call it 500 bikes, you might be paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month.
Right.
So you guys managed to survive. And 5 years ago, you took it over and you were just maintaining. I think sales were okay.
But put it this way, when we first took over, average number of sales was anywhere between 25 and 35 a month. Which was
scaled to the business.
Correct, at the time.
That you had.
Yep.
Then COVID hit.
COVID.
Let's talk about that because, this affected business in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
And many say that COVID helped save the motorcycle industry because for many of us,
I would definitely agree with that.
Extremely concerned. The motorcycle industry had definitely changed before that. It was no longer the shops you could go and hang out at and knew the guy in the service department and went to go try on stuff. Not blaming the dealerships. Everything changed with buying online, and I totally get it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it has to evolve. But so when COVID hit, what was that like for you guys?
Well, when COVID first hit, I was excuse my language. But honestly, it was one of those things where COVID, you can never plan for it. There's nothing that you could plan for in that situation whatsoever.
So we're going back now, Greg, to like what? March
2020.
March 2020.
Yep.
And we got the news, and you just got to shutter your doors.
Yeah. Well, that was the question. It was like, what do you do? Because there was so much that you did not know about what was going on. I waited 2 weeks before I really did anything with any of my staff. A couple of my older employees were kind of going like, hey, I'm going to stay home. It's like, no problem. But I think it was about 2 weeks after that, I laid off or furloughed 3/4 of my staff and went down to a 5-man crew, including myself, and kind of, carried on for a little bit, and everything tanked. Sales, parts, service, everything tanked for probably about 3-4 weeks after that until end of April, beginning of May. It just shot through the roof. We still have not done those numbers. It did the exact opposite. We sold the most bikes in the month of May 2020. Have not been able to do that since. Can't tell you how many times I got phone calls from people. Hey, I just got my stimulus check in the mail. I'm ready to buy that bike. And I kept asking myself, what is going on here? Why are people, they got a stimulus check. Why are they doing it? They're stuck at home. They got nothing else to do, period. They've been either laid off or they've been working from home and they are bored.
Jim, do you remember that period? That's when you and I were like, let's go explore on our bikes.
Right.
That's when we rented an RV. And
No,
went to-
before that though.
Oh, even
Remember
before that,
we
yeah.
got on the dirt bikes and we went.
yeah.
Everyone is on lockdown.
It was so
And we
weird.
went and explored.
Yeah.
And there were like animals in the streets.
Yeah,
and stuff.
turkeys everywhere,
Yeah.
and deer, and all the stuff.
It was crazy.
And we had some very interesting conversations here at the Misfits because we all wanted to ride. And you know, the peculiar thing about biking, or the best thing about biking, you're part of this very, very cliquey community, and it's a very, very close community. But ultimately, it's a very selfish pursuit. It's just you and your bike, which is what made it ideal for COVID.
Yeah.
But we had these very existential conversations that, look, the hospitals are full of people on life support. Should we even ride our bikes in case we get into a wreck and kind of add to the problem? But in the end, we kind of, screw it, let's just ride carefully. And we were riding at, what, 70%
that
for
was
a long time.
Kind of what we said, let's go ride, but let's dial it back. Ride like 70%, take it easy, but let's go out there and explore.
And it saved
But-
my sanity. Oh, God.
But so I'm sure it was a huge boom for you because now all these people wanted bikes. And one of the things you have to do when someone comes in, somebody who's new to riding, as many were, you have to match them to the right bike.
Oh, yeah.
And having a knowledge of somebody's personality and needs and such is important in matching them to the right bike. In fact, that leads us into our game. Are you guys
okay.
ready for this? I have brought in a special guest who's joining us now. We got Lynn Biggs here. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
There she is.
Aloha,
All
darling.
right. You guys might be
She
curious.
snuck in. She snuck in.
why
I'm like,
Lynn
where? Who
has
is
joined
that?
us.
That is a stretch booster rider if ever I saw one.
So,
Well, there goes the game.
So Lynn actually won in a raffle the opportunity to come on our show.
What?
Wow.
Yes, we were a prize in a Rev Sisters raffle.
That was second prize. The first prize.
Wait, look at the shirt she's wearing.
I see that.
Oh,
Very nice.
so second prize was a chance to appear on our show. First prize was never having to appear on our show.
And I thought, you know, what a great game, especially with Greg being here, as somebody who needs to know and understand what is the right bike for somebody. And I thought, what a great game we could play with Lynn in that you guys have to guess what bike she rides. Now, here's the deal. We're going to give you a little bit of a bio, a little bit of a background. So, Lynn, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, and you have a family, I believe, you ride with?
So I grew up in Ohio and I live in Marietta, Georgia.
That's Mayretta by the Big
Marietta,
Chicken.
By the Big Chicken.
Right?
About a mile from the Big Chicken. And I'm married and we just have fun riding around.
So I'm going to give you now. Do you and your husband ride the same bike?
No.
Okay. Now, how long have you been riding?
I've been riding since 2014.
Okay. We are going to take a chance. And we're going to go around the room, and everyone gets to ask a personal question, and then you get a guess of what bike Lynn rides. Now, I know what bike she rides. So, John, let's start with you.
So I can ask her a question, right?
Yeah, any question.
Can I ask her what type of bike she prefers?
You cannot ask her that. No. But you can ask her about the type of riding she does.
Do you prefer street riding or dirt riding?
A street.
All right. Do you want to have a guess?
SV650.
All right. No.
No.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Next up, Emma.
Hey, Lynn. It's kind of it's a single question, but it's how tall are you, and are you kind of long torso, short leg, or long leg, short torso?
I'm 5'8" and I'm long torsoed.
So short legs 5'8". So okay, got it.
What, you have a guess?
Sportster.
No.
No.
Okay. All right, Greg, you're up.
Riding, do you prefer comfort or speed?
Ooh, good question.
Like he's a dealer or something.
I think comfort, if it had to be a choice.
Okay, so I'm thinking cruiser. Vulcan 650?
Good guess.
No.
Nope. All right, Jim.
Would you take shrimp and grits or fried okra?
Fried okra.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I say the GS 850 Adventure, BMW 850.
Oh, nice.
What's out of that one?
No? Oh,
No,
thought
all
I
right.
had it.
Lila?
I was going to ask if you like to have any versatility for where you could ride, even though you prefer street.
Excellent question. Yes.
You do. Well, that changes my guess.
Just name a bike. Just name
Well,
a
I was
bike.
going to guess Triumph Bonneville, but now it feels less accurate.
Negatory.
No? Okay.
She's keeping it close to the vest.
I know. You're a poker player,
I
right?
know.
Mason, you want to take a guess?
Sure. Do you ride alone or in groups quite a bit?
Mostly with my husband.
Okay. I like where Jim's head was at. I'm going to go maybe V-Strom 1000.
No, that's actually the bike he had.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna help you guys along. First thing is, she actually has two bikes. Okay,
So we were
you're trying to guess
extra wrong.
one
That
of the
should
two.
make
So we're half as correct.
We-
You're
yeah,
trying to
we
guess
were.
one of the two, but I'll tell you that they're both the same brand. So, and then I'll ask a question that might be helpful. What kind of bike does your husband ride?
Didn't she just say that?
V-Strom 1000.
He used to.
Oh,
Yeah.
used to.
Oh.
My husband has two bikes as well. He has a 2016 Triumph Street Triple. Oh no, Speed Triple. I always get those mixed up. It's a Speed Triple, and then he also has a Triumph Street Scrambler.
It's a man after my own heart.
All right, John, you're up.
If you were to visit anywhere on your next vacation, where would it be?
Well, actually, on our next vacation, we're doing the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Awesome.
Wow.
Got a guess?
CBX 500.
That's a good one. No.
All right, Emma.
Hello, Lynn. Would you describe you and your husband as Anglophiles?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, I think that'd be fair. That would be fair.
However, I don't think you ride a British bike, although you're breaking my heart by not doing so. Versus 650.
Actually, that's like one of the bikes I looked at, but I did not get that one.
Oh, so I'm the closest thus far.
And actually, I forgot Bagel. I'm sorry. So Bagel gets 2 right now.
He's dying right there.
She
Go for
doesn't
it, Bagel.
ride
You
a
get
scooter.
2.
She doesn't ride a scooter, Bagel.
Maybe you have to ask questions. You're muted, Bagel. There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a scooter, but are your bikes made by Kawasaki?
Oh, see, now he's getting smart with the question.
No.
Oh, I thought
I didn't know you
I thought
could
you
ask
couldn't do that.
I
Yeah.
thought it was like, do you like
Well-
peanut butter or
Oh.
jelly?
Well, add the brand.
All right. No, well, we're having no luck so far.
Yeah,
so,
all right.
yeah.
All right.
No, he gets another question.
Yeah, okay, Bagel.
Okay, then are your bikes made by Honda?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Ooh,
Thought we just went over that rule.
All right. Go ahead.
was that not?
No, I'll allow it because you guys haven't gotten
Oh,
it yet.
okay.
I was going
All
like
right.
NX 700.
And I have no guesses. Then
Bagel
go on.
special.
Go on.
Going back to the versatility question, do you like to ride on the street and then fire roads?
Yes. Yeah.
What?
Tiger 800?
That's what I was going to say.
No.
You guys are getting closer. All right, Jim.
KLR 650.
No.
No question. Oh.
All right. Lila.
Africa Twin?
No.
All right. And Mason.
Tiger 900.
No.
God, this feels so
Okay.
close though.
It's right
So
there.
I'm going to say so far in
I
this
have a
room,
guess.
so far in this room, I would say that Lila has come the closest, but I won't say on which guess.
Definitely the second guess.
Definitely.
Oh.
Not. Definitely not. All right.
Wait,
You ride a
really?
Triumph Scrambler.
She's just trying to throw me off.
You ride a Triumph Scrambler.
1200 Scrambler.
Oh,
I was just gonna guess that.
Bagel got it. Bagel got it.
You guys were
The 1200 or the 900?
Triumph did feel right, but
So the street, I have the street twin. I got my my street scrambler before he got his street scrambler.
They're
So
very good bikes indeed.
And your
Good looking.
other bike?
is a Trident 660.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Oh God, you and your husband are such Anglophiles.
She was dodging the
I
angle.
know. I was like that for sure when he got that. Oh, she's on
Yeah,
the
the
track.
Bonneville. I thought you had me when you guessed the Bonneville.
I know. Well, I mean, and that is a good match.
No, I think it's an absolutely perfect match.
And
Yeah, we love them.
and Lynn, I love that you do a lot of the riding with your husband and have similar bikes. Did he get you into riding or?
Yeah, so he's ridden, he's ridden all his life. Started off in dirt bikes, and then we got married, and then he bought the V-Strom, and then when I turned 50, I kind of dared myself to take the MSF class, and just to see if I even would like it. I had no idea if I would like it or not, but then I just kind of fell head over heels, and so I love riding.
Those scramblers are on my someday list. They're cool looking bikes.
Yeah,
They are
they're
cool.
solid.
And let me ask, what is going to be your next bike?
That's a good question. I just got the 6. I just got the Trident, and I'm just really, really loving the Trident. Maybe something itty bitty will be the next one. It's like all these little bikes, or an electric bike. I test rode a Zero, and that was just spectacular. That was so much fun.
Did you hear that, Greg?
I
you hear
did.
that? Yeah, Zeros are a lot of fun.
So much fun.
But you know that 660 Trident, the price point on that is just unbeatable. You're getting just a sophisticated European bike for Japanese money. It's brilliant.
It is. It's so much fun.
And it doesn't
I kind of
look
like
at-
it more than the Scrambler.
Right. And it doesn't look a cheap bike. And I know that Triumph had to cut corners on the cost of building them, but it doesn't look like it.
No.
I love it.
And that's that's what I love. She is a badass rider out there on that Scrambler. I mean that that must intimidate guys when you pull up on that beast of a bike. It's just so badass.
Well,
They come up and talk to me, that's for sure.
but I'm thrilled you won a spot on the show in a Rev Sisters competition.
I know.
I love the film festivals. They're just awesome.
Well, thank you so much. We have another one coming up this late fall. So yeah, tickets are available, revsisters.com. Lynn, I wanted to thank you for coming on and playing a game. You are welcome to stay on and join us in the chat if you want to. We are talking about the motorcycle industry in general.
Oh, cool.
And new bikes and all that. Did you want to stay with us?
Sure.
All right, you can join us.
Cool.
So, Greg,
Yep.
back to you.
Okie dokie.
So, all right. So we were talking about COVID when COVID hit. Now you have this huge demand. Now bikes are selling, and you'd already kind of gotten rid of some of your sales force, right?
Oh, yes.
So you're trying to keep up. Now you're putting in orders for new bikes.
Probably not till the fall, give or take. We
And-
still had quite a bit of inventory on hand, but we went through all of it, and we probably went through a year's worth of inventory in 4 months.
Wow.
Now, you
Yep.
contracted the new space during COVID or before COVID?
We were in negotiations when COVID hit.
That had to scare a little bit.
It definitely scared me.
So I'm interested, Greg, how many conversations with consumers did you have that went, I know you want this bike, but you're not going to get it. You're going to have to take this one we have on the floor right now.
So that really didn't start until probably December 2020.
Okay.
Like I said, there was still plenty of inventory ready, but that was when we started selling out of all the Japanese brand stuff.
Right.
So I'm curious, with all this uptick in sales, are these new riders?
New riders and people trading in bikes. So because they were upgrading.
Across the board, but you had a lot of new riders coming in.
A lot of new riders.
So did you have to play this game with, like we did with Lynn, and try and like get to know them and find out what they want?
Absolutely. So sometimes, most of the time, they come in the shop and they don't even know what they want. They just know they want a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So you usually start off with a very bunch of different questions. First question, you want street or dirt? Most of them are like, I want to be able to do both.
Right.
So then you steer them more towards the dual sport bikes. And even then they're like, I want more street, but I want the ability to go on dirt. Then you steer them towards the adventure bikes. But then there's not a really good entry-level adventure bike. No, there is now. But at the same time...
And what is that?
I would push towards the KTM 390.
Ooh.
Oh, more than a KLX.
Yes.
300.
Kawasaki reps going to hate me for this one, but I put more quality in the KTM over the Kawasaki. Kawasaki is much easier to work on, in my opinion. Better priced, I will admit, but overall quality and length and resale value would be the KTM.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You can do the 300 versus too, then.
You could.
Just so
It's not a real adventure bike.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's
for the Kawasaki rep.
Yeah.
I wanted the 300 versus. I even though I don't ride them, I'm a big champion of these smaller bikes. I think only because Ninja 250 or Rebel 250. These are your two choices for new riders. I want all the other options.
Except for them.
That was what I went
Royal
for.
Enfields
I'm
now.
just saying.
Well,
True.
And yeah.
But the biggest thing about when you get an entry level person going into a bike is I always ask them how much are you going to ride this thing? Like, are you going to be coming back in 6 months and being like, I want something bigger and faster?
Right.
And that is the hardest thing where you try to push them. It's that middle ground between that entry level and like the 650 range. That's really hard.
I tell them you will be getting another bike in 6 months, so it doesn't matter what you pick now.
True.
Get anything, just get something small.
True.
And so let's go back to that Versys 300. So I remember when that was launched in 2017. Oh, this is fantastic. It ticks all the boxes. It's a proven engine. It looks great. It does all the things. It's easy to ride. We had 5 of them on the floor at Monterey Peninsula. We couldn't sell a single one. And it just goes to show how topsy-turvy the industry was back then. You have something that theoretically ticks all the boxes. And I genuinely thought they looked great.
Right.
And it is the easiest bike in the world. If you've never pulled in the clutch on a Versys 300, you haven't lived. There's nothing there. It's the easiest bike in the world to work the clutch.
The Versys 650 was the same way.
Yeah.
I had one for 10 years, a big champion of it.
Yeah.
You can't sell them. You can't give them away.
I know.
Yep. Yeah, because when they stopped making them for a brief time in 2018, 2019, we couldn't get our hands on enough of them because people found out they were going to stop making them for a few years. Then when they brought them back, we ordered a whole bunch of them thinking that they were going to be hot sellers. They took forever to sell.
That's the Craigslist deal. Though.
Well,
those
it is.
650s are the Craigslist
But
deal.
let me tell
I'll
you
take
something which will surprise
Sold.
all of you now. This is nothing new. One of the most desirable bikes that I work on now in the vintage field is the Honda CBX, the 6-cylinder. That's, even in average condition, it's a $20,000 bike now. When those bikes were new in 79, you could not give them away. They sat on dealer showrooms for months, for years. In 1981, you could still buy a brand new 79 CBX that nobody wanted. Yeah. So it's nothing new, just because it's desirable and ticks the boxes.
Well, I mean, the market changes, and it takes 5 to 8 years to get a bike to market. They're trying to predict ahead of time what's going to happen. They don't always get it right. True. But oftentimes they get a bike that we all go, oh, this makes sense, and it's not successful. True. So I'm curious, in the last 2 years, what was the most common bike that people wanted that you had trouble getting?
Dirt bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Dirt bikes. I think I still haven't caught up. By the end of 2020, December, we had sold out of probably 95% of all of our dirt bikes.
Wow.
Except for KTM and Husky. They were able to switch their manufacturing in such a way in 2020 that they were able to revamp it and improve it in a way that the Japanese brands weren't able to. So, because by then, that was what really, KTM and Husky is what really saved me through December, January, February, March, April of 2021.
That's the question I was going to ask you. Let's throw some love to who was handling COVID the best. Who was able to get bikes to you?
Would have to say the Pierre Group, which is KTM Husky.
Okay.
They were able to get me bikes and product when the other ones were trickling in. Now, granted, not to bash the Japanese brands, their stuff is coming in now, but it's trickling in. It's one of those things where I get 3 shipments a week, and 75% of that's KTM Husky. The other one's 25 is the Japanese brands.
And what were you being told? What were the
initial beginning was just that the factories were shut down for 2 or 3 months, and then they were after that's kind of like, hey, haven't you guys caught up yet? Nope, not yet. And then they were like, no, it's just we're having delays. So and more delays and
so you're just kind of getting strung along.
Oh, absolutely. And then what I really started to notice is that the parts are usually never an issue with the Japanese brands.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me too.
That was one of those things where we could probably get a part in 2 days.
And Emma, you experienced that too, right?
Oh God, yeah. Part. I mean, I sell nothing at the shop. It's a workshop only, and parts. Oh God, they're the bane of my life. What used to take me a day takes me a week. What used to take me a week takes me a month, and it's getting better. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, this is kind of related and unrelated to Greg. I need a new shop van. The El Camino's dying.
Oh, no.
So I'm doing what everyone in the motorcycle industry does, is they go Mercedes Sprinter, Ford Transit, Dodge ProMaster. And you go around all the dealers. Mm. And each dealer has said the same thing. I will write you a check for $10,000 right now, and we'll finance the rest through Ford, Dodge, or Mercedes financing. When do I get my truck? It's a year. Yeah. 1 year. After I've put down my money. And that's all 3 of them. Nobody's got anything.
Yeah, so that must
So it's
have
not
been...
just the bike industry.
So, well, to give you an idea, the Kawasaki rep was the one that actually finally laid it out for me. Mm-hmm. So they said pre-COVID that Kawasaki globally had enough inventory that if they shut down operations in that day, they'd have enough inventory to maintain current level of sales for 2 years.
Wow.
2020, that completely wiped it out in 6 months.
Wow. Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. So then after that, they said not only was it just the demand was so high, but that shipping delays. Mm-hmm. Like, we hear about it, how many in the Oakland and harbors, this and that. It's just what used to be a 2-3 day turnaround is now a 2-3 week turnaround.
Right.
So then that's just parts. I used to be able to get parts in 2 days. Now I'm lucky if I get them in 2 weeks.
Right.
How good was COVID for Royal Enfield?
Well, so we took in Royal Enfield at the end of 2020.
Okay.
So we really didn't have it. So probably first full year was 2021. I think we sold about 65 of them. Our goal was 80, which I'm not complaining. But it was actually a very good year. They expanded quite a bit.
That's one of the things when we went around doing our tour. I saw Royal Enfields at a bunch of shops. Yep. I'm like, they're delivering.
They were delivering. So that was my biggest thing when COVID hit is, at the end of 2020, I realized that Japanese bikes I was down to my last handful of them. Like I said, maybe 2-3% of my inventory was, Japanese brands. My biggest thing, what pushed me to expand as fast as I did was COVID. I had the plan to, wait to bring on another brand, but it was like, I need to fill the gap. Otherwise, I'm going to start closing parts of my shop. I'm going to start laying off, employees, not because there's no work, but because I have no inventory to sell.
One has to wonder, if you think about the port of call, like Oakland or Long Beach, if European manufacturers or European shipments are getting priority over Asian shipments, you just have to wonder. I don't know, because everyone I know who's involved with European, and, I kind of throw Enfield in because they come via Europe.
Well, I think they also come through different ports. I think they come through Texas and Florida because they go through to a main hub in the United States.
So that might be it. It might just be a West Coast sports thing.
In my industry, I work in the ski industry, and all my stuff comes from Slovenia and goes to the port of New Jersey.
And you probably have no delays.
No shipping delays.
There you go. Mystery solved.
I think it's a California thing.
Slight shipping delays, but nothing.
So what are you feeling like is next? I mean, do you feel like there's going to be a precipitous drop off in sales of new bikes and a flood of the market in used bikes, or are you thinking we actually have that many new riders that are going to keep sustaining the industry moving forward?
Well, for starters, I think that COVID definitely, I would say, call it birth a whole new generation of new riders, which I think is awesome for the industry. It's something that pre-COVID was just kind of very, very slow. Like, 1 out of 20 riders was a new rider. Mm-hmm. But with COVID and what happened to the inventory, I think this thing, as far as sales in the industry, it's only going to get better. But I say that because of the demand. The supply is so low, but the demand is so high.
So here's a question for you. Sure. Something that we've been following is the Chinese bike market. Right. And for many years, it was, don't touch it. They're junk. But they're getting better. And in fact, we talked to, like a SSR Benelli. They're getting better. I'm sure you were trying to find lines to add.
I wasn't that desperate.
See, that's what I wanted to ask.
I was not that desperate.
Did you look into it?
My brother, I don't know if you met my brother Martin. He was all about just filling the gaps in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. But my whole thing was quality. And I can't trust the product. And I can't trust that after you spend $5,000 on it, it's not going to break in 2 days. And then when you bring it back, can we easily fix it?
Mm. And that's actually the mark of a professional, because Greg gets it. Just because it's $5,000 to us, it's not a lot. We've all dropped 10 large on a motorbike, but to somebody, $5,000 is everything.
Oh yeah.
And if you drop all the money you have and more on a bike, and it breaks down,
Yeah, it's just a matter of what you're going to pay for what you get, and that's the big thing. That I want to make sure that if you're going to buy a bike, you're not going to be back in 5 months with something that's just like, how do I fix it? You're going to spend more money trying to fix it than just buying a new one.
So I think you answered my question, because I'm sure that you've been really tracking that market. And so they're not up to your standards yet.
It was the Heisen rep has been in my shop probably 4 or 5 times trying to get me to bring him in. And I'm like, he even brought the demo truck by, so we were all messing around with their stuff in the back, which was fun.
They're still around?
Oh yeah, they've got these little kid side by side thingamajigs. I've seen one of my texts inside that thing. That was hilarious. But again, it was like, it's fun, but there's no way I'm going to sell this in the shop. So,
and there is hope for the future. Royal Enfield's a great example. If you'd have seen the quality of Royal Enfields from 10 or 15 years ago, you'd been like, I'm not having that in my shop. And now they're every inch as good as anybody else.
That was the big thing. When they first approached, they actually approached us to sell Royal Enfield. And in the very beginning, I was actually very hesitant, just because I wanted to do some research,
right?
So on and so forth. Because like you said, 10 years ago, everybody was like, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it. Now, from top to bottom, it is a solid bike. And parts are very easy to get. Out of all the brands I've got, that's probably the easiest one to get parts for.
Which of the models is selling the best, I'm curious?
Right now?
Yeah.
Or for 2021?
Yes, both.
2021, surprisingly, Honda.
Oh, I meant of the Royal Enfield. I'm curious which
Himalayan.
Should we make a game out of this?
So the Himalayan.
Himalayan is hands down. I can't.
So that's been a big hit.
Oh, absolutely. The Meteor surprisingly was a slow start. Meteor 350 was a slow start, but it has really picked up.
Yeah, it's a great.
It's a great
alternative
bike
to the Rebel.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like it better because it's more comfort on the road. And correct me when I'm wrong, the suspension's not the greatest on it, but usually when you have a lot more weight, it's a little bit more comfortable on the road. So especially for an entry-level bike person, it's a great bike.
And something as simple as, to me, it's a far more interesting bike than the Rebel.
It's simple.
It's very simple. The colors, I think, are absolutely great. That
They're
two-tone
gorgeous.
blue and the brown, it's
Those are
off
gorgeous
the
bikes.
tour. The only thing it needs is, we need somebody to make a decal for the side panel that instead of saying MEOTOR, is MEATIER. So it's meteor than the opposition.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that. So here's something that has changed dramatically in the industry. No longer do you go to your dealerships to go try on gear.
Yep.
Most of them don't have it. We're fortunate that Cycle Gear is one of those places that you can go. But, and again, I don't blame the shops. This was like, which came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Which came first, the people going to buy their stuff online and sales dropped at the dealership, yep. Or people weren't shopping at the dealership because they weren't investing in all the sizes. So which came first? I don't know. Not blaming anyone.
Right.
However, you carry some gear, yep. But do you see that getting any better, or do you see it just going further away?
The gear in the shop has got to be one of the most complicated things to wrap my head around. Mm-hmm. I think even after 5 years, I still don't have my head fully wrapped around it, because I could bring in everything under the sun. I'm always going to get that person that comes in that's going to not want the size that we don't have, or they're going to find somewhere online to go buy. I can't tell you how many times people would come in to try on something and then go buy it on Amazon. Fox, Fox, for example, was huge with that. And about 3-4 years ago, they were all about selling Amazon. Now, like, they shot themselves in the foot. They're actually reversing course, trying to go more brick and mortar, which now it's just like, you guys, in the meantime, you have got Climb and FXR, who really, really have pushed the line, and I think in a lot of ways overtook Fox. But again, it's just trying to find what to carry, what not to carry. It's a lot of money on the floor. Yes, and it's just that whole gamble, like, what do I do?
Well, you know what else you need to include is dressing rooms.
So,
you guys don't know why we're laughing. Yeah, Tell them, Greg.
Okay, so when I designed the layout of my shop, I went through the whole thing, this and that. I was just like, I'm pretty sure I've thought of everything. And I started walking through, as the walls went up this way or that way, walking around, and Ed, my parts manager, kind of goes, so where's the dressing room? And I'm like, dude. Oh, shit.
Out by the
he
dumpster.
gave us a tour of the shop. Yeah. And he's got, look, this is where we have all the mechanics here, and it's beautiful, and it's pristine, and it's got new floor, and it's just beautiful. And here's our parts department, and it's big. There's so much room to grow. And he's like, and here's where we're going to build the dressing rooms we forgot to build.
So that's actually going to be built here in the next week or two.
Good.
Yeah, but that was definitely my mistake.
That's one of the things, and especially for women, I'm sure Lynn experiences this. Women really do need to go try.
We actually had an issue with that just this past week. Mm-hmm. We had this woman come in. She grabbed a bunch of stuff, and she was like, "Where can I try this on?" And we're like, sorry, there's a bathroom. And she just was kind of like, and she was really cool about it. And she went in there, she tried it on, but you could tell the look on her face. It was just, I turned around and looked at my guy, and I'm like, I need that damn thing built yesterday. So got it priced out, got the contractor all ready to go.
Good. So. Well, and here's where I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. So one of the problems that I've been talking about for a long time is that we have so much used gear coming in, and I keep trying to find a solution to how do we distribute this gear. And one of my ideas is, can we get it into shops, or a shop that becomes a hub? Why is it that a shop couldn't have a section of it that is like the Salvation Army? It's the used gear section. Is that something that you would consider trying, or can you name all the reasons why it wouldn't work?
So I'm not opposed to the idea, but the biggest first thing that comes to mind is square footage in a shop is valuable. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of, you can break everything down to, in this 100 square feet, I can turn over the inventory 4 or 5 or 6 times. So how many times can I do that within each square footage? So when you're taking up square footage, it comes down to dollars and cents sometimes. That's the pure, cold-hearted, just look at it from that perspective view. Secondly, you do have certain type of customers who don't want anything to do with secondhand motorcycle gear, because usually motorcycle gear is usually very intimate to the person who first buys it. Yeah. It's that jacket, it's that pair of boots, it's that helmet. It's one of those things where I strongly recommend that never buy a secondhand helmet. You'd never know if that person dropped the helmet, or if they've been in a crash with that helmet, so on and so forth, or
how
long
the inside.
Right? Yeah,
right. And helmets is the one thing I'm like, look, there's $99 helmets that will do the job.
Absolutely, because it's one of those things where certain helmets, you drop it once and technically it's the manufacturer, the warranty is void. Other reasons is a lot of people like something to look good.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. When you go to buy something, used or not, what type of condition is it in?
Lila, how do you feel about used gear?
I love it sometimes when it fits me.
So this is something, and we've been having this conversation. And let's just, we're just playing hypothetically here. There's a supply. Mm-hmm. Everyone I know, almost everyone in this room has gear. Oh, Emma, I have some boots I need to give you.
Oh, great.
Yes, I forgot to give them to you. There's a demand. There are new riders like Lila, or riders that just can't afford to have a dirt helmet and a modular helmet and a track helmet, stuff like that, or 3/4 and a vented.
Could I just say and kind of explain it in real terms of what we encounter? We'll get people come to us who are just starting their motorcycle journey. How much do you have? Well, I've got $1,000. That's all I've got is $1,000. Well, your two choices are you can buy a $500 bike and then spend the rest on new gear. But far better, why don't you spend it all on the bike? $1,000, get a better bike, and we'll give you the gear. And then when you're in a position that you're earning money now and you can upgrade your gear, just bring it back. And then we can pass that on. The big problem for us, we've run out of room.
Yeah. So there's a system for used bikes and used cars. Mm-hmm. In fact, you probably like it when somebody wants to trade something in. Yeah?
I usually do, yes.
Yeah. Especially since it's really hard to find.
Yep.
Used bikes. Listening to Phil at Cleveland Moto talking about how bikes at auction are selling more than retail.
So we dabbled in the auction for a little bit, and we used to be able to pick up a bike and turn around and roll it for anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 profit.
It's gone
nowadays. Nope, can't even do that now.
It's gone
because you're already buying it at what you would sell it for.
Right.
And from there, it's like, what are you going to do? Just push the price up?
Yeah.
Used gear. Going back to the used gear thing again. As far as trying to sell it, that is the hard part because there's no real. You can say I spent $100 on this jacket. Let's say hey, $50, but somebody's going to be like, well, for $25. No, and again, all comes down to condition. And I get it absolutely, but new riders, new gear, used gear, cheaper. You're always going to go with the used. But again, with gear these days, even new stuff is actually getting very price orientated.
So I'll give you my pitch.
All right.
In a perfect world, here's what I would love to see. I'd love to see people like Mason, who sends us stuff, having a place to send it that will put it on a rack and sell it. Mm-hmm. Half the money goes to the shop. The other half goes to a nonprofit that we all decide upon. And maybe that changes every month, year, whatever. Right? And that if you have a rack that has a $40 jacket or $5 gloves, or it could be more than that. I just know when I've gone to was it Piston and Chain? The one on Treasure Island? The Co-op Garage, and they had consignment, and I'm like, it's a $500 jacket, and they want $350 for this. It's like I'm not gonna, it still isn't affordable for somebody. Right. What I want to see out there is as affordable as possible.
True.
So, and maybe when somebody wants to trade something in, they're getting a discount on a bike or a new helmet or something like that. Right. I think that there's the potential because what happens is we all have gear that sits in our closets and it doesn't get used and it just ages out. And I think people want to see it go somewhere helpful. And if they know that it's going to help fund new riders or something like that, I think people would be willing to give them. And my other thing, I think, and please tell me if I'm wrong, I know that the people who are coming in to buy a $40, $50 jacket are not going to be buying a $12,000 motorcycle.
Today's financing options, you might be surprised.
But I do think that you're building brand loyalty. And
absolutely.
I think one of the problems with the industry, what happened is they got very short-sighted. It used to be that shops were a part of the community. Mm-hmm. It was a place to hang out, to gather, to visit. Yep. And now it's just a place, they want to sell you a bike right now, and that's it. Are you a customer or not? And that that's part of the survival. I get it.
Right.
But going back to being a part of the community and building up customers, to me, it seems like that might be a good way.
Oh, absolutely. That would be definitely a good way to bring in more customers and word of mouth. You know, it depends on when you're asking somebody around in a group like this, like, hey, I'm getting into bikes, but I can't afford a $500 jacket. Where do I go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or more importantly, hey, I just started dating somebody, or my buddy just started dating somebody, and girlfriend needs a jacket, boyfriend needs a jacket, but they're not going to ride that much with me.
True. So.
Well, when you get to work in the morning, there might be like 500 pounds of used gear stacked up against your door.
There's your problem now.
I can see a method for perhaps you moving forward with this, Greg, without it encroaching on the shop, and helping turn your your place into a destination.
Yeah.
Have an occasional parking lot extravaganza. Encourage your customers to come down. Hey, you got any gear? Come on, bring it over. You got a bike? Bring it over. And open the parking lot, because I know you've got a giant parking lot.
It is massive.
And on a Saturday, get a couple of food trucks in there, get some music going, have a party. So guess what? Morgan Hill Harley Davidson, you go there on a Saturday, it's a party outside.
Yep. So that's actually, ever since we did that grand opening, is actually something we've been having roundtable discussions about it, about doing Saturdays, but we don't going to get, sometimes you do things over and over and over again. People just kind of like ask the same thing. So we're trying to come up with new, different ideas to do it once a month, twice a month.
I have an idea. Just put out 2 orange cones, about 50 feet apart.
That's
all you got to do.
True. but that's something that we have actually been talking about, and we want to. I saw what the grand opening brought in, and I saw the amount of the different groups of riders that came through, and I was like, I want to do that every Saturday.
Well, and John and I were fortunate in that we didn't know you were having a grand opening. So we were just going for a ride. And we're like, oh wait, I know that they've opened up. Let's go check it out. And that was when we ran into you. Thank you for the tour, by the way.
You're very welcome. But that's we were kind of what we're going for, at least in my pitch.
Yeah.
Instead of spending a ton of money on advertising, that word of mouth advertising is worth way more than anything that you're going to put into digital media or a billboard on the side of the road.
Well, I'll throw my hat into it. If you want anyone to do burlesque, I'm your guy. So I'll do a burlesque show.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
In the parking lot. All I need is
Wait a minute.
I thought you were just the MC.
Hold on.
I do a mean belly dance too.
Would you be interested in hosting a Numb Nuts challenge?
Oh, God.
Can my family be a part of that?
Yes. Do you want to know what the Numb Nuts challenge
I'm just thinking Numb Nuts. I call all my siblings Numb Nuts. That's why I'm like, are you sure?
Hey, Numb Nuts, get over
pretty
here.
much.
So we just did this a couple months ago. I held a contest here in the parking lot. Last person to leave their bike won $1,000 cash.
Okay.
Sounds easy, right?
Yep.
Everyone lined up, parked their bikes there, and just had to sit there on the bikes. Let me ask you something. You're a rider. How long do you think you could sit on a bike, given scheduled bathroom breaks and food and drinks delivered to you? How long do you think you could sit on your bike?
So I ride dual sport and dirt bike. Not very long. That seat is not comfortable, and you're not meant to sit down on it. So tops.
Yeah.
Half hour before I go nuts.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I would go nuts. Have you sat on a dirt bike recently?
Not well.
Yeah, that thing is uncomfortable.
Okay, well,
She has a KLR.
pick any bike in your shop.
What if you added an air hawk?
2 wheels?
Two wheels on a center stand.
Okay.
How long could you sit on it?
In the shade?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I can go a couple hours.
That's it?
No, come on, dude.
My ass would start hurting after a while.
Well, this is why it's called the Numb Nuts. So when I threw down the challenge, I said, I'm pretty sure I can sit there for 18 hours. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
you're talking like long.
Oh, it was going to go days.
Oh, yeah.
$1,000.
Okay.
It was for $1,000 cash. We had a bunch of entries.
Got it. Okay.
It was freezing cold.
Yep.
It was very cold. It dropped down into the 30s that night.
Oh, shit.
People were freezing trying to sleep on their bikes.
Okay.
It made it till about 3:30 in the morning before it kind of fell apart.
What hour is this?
18, I think.
Yeah. No, it started at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
But it's just a fun kind of event that could draw people out to come look at the idiots sitting on the bikes.
True. Okay. I would consider it, yeah.
All right, well, we can talk. Right. We have all sorts of dumb ideas.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, I'm all just looking at the different ideas.
I was looking at the burlesque picture.
And then we actually had burlesque performers come and we set up a theater, and a crowd came.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Hey.
Well, have you considered mini bike trials course?
Yes, but insurance ruled that one out. Ugh, stupid insurance companies.
Stupid insurance.
They are. They're worse than the reps.
What else can we have them do?
I got all sorts of good bad ideas.
But
I know.
One of the funnest things we do here is like the little mini bike, little adventure course things. So
that's what I was saying.
Crazy,
we do a little electric mini bikes and do a little course.
Little obstacle.
But generally bikers are pretty easy bunch to please.
Really easy.
We're all looking for some kind of community and some kind of friendship. We like coffee, we like cold drinks, we like things to eat, and we like music and hang out with each other.
So I've got a new big old coffee machine bar coming.
Yeah.
That's in the works.
Bagel, you have a pitch?
Well, I was wondering, would chariot racing be something that would fly under the radar of insurance, maybe?
I would javelin race it.
No, our chariots are milk crates being dragged behind motorcycles racing around.
It is incredibly dangerous.
It is incredibly dangerous.
Like something we did in high
legs
school,
have been
parking
broken, but you know.
But something as simple as the thing I find perhaps most effective would be crossing over to different genres. Have a vintage motorcycle show in your parking lot.
So that's actually one of them that we actually considered.
Good. So, all right, unsolicited advice. Here's another one.
All right.
Oh, boy.
I'm all ears.
And so this is something, now I work with a lot of women riders, and Lynn, tell me if you think this is a good idea. It doesn't have to be just for women, but basic mechanic workshops.
Yes.
And there are a lot of women who want to just learn the basics, how to check, how to tighten your chain, stuff like that. Right. And there's not a lot of places that are doing it. A lot of the co-op garages do these classes, but I find that there's even, and it's not just for women. I mean, there's a lot of guys who have no idea how to do any of it.
They don't even know how to change the oil sometimes.
No idea. And that's something that I think being a part of the community, building that back up, doing some workshops that you can just say, here's how you do it.
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
Well, here's a teaser. I actually had a couple of people come up to me and said, your business is repairing bikes. How stupid are you to teach people how to fix their own bikes at a community garage on your day off? And my answer to that, I have had more work because of what I do here at the Recycle Garage, at my shop, than I know what to do with. It sets you up as a type of person.
Yep.
And people really relate to that. So if you reach out to the community and say, hey guys, we're going to show you basic stuff how to look after your bike, suddenly you're not the big bad dealer who wants to rip everybody off. Now you're like the guy who's the motorcyclist friend, and you will get more business because of that than you could possibly imagine.
That's actually a really good point.
Oh, go ahead, Bagel.
Yeah, I was going to say that there are always going to be jobs that are going to be too tough for somebody to want to tackle, even though they're able to do general maintenance. So they're going to need to go to a shop because they've been made an enthusiast because they know how to work on their bike.
So, and here's another question for you. Another thing that I've been working with in the industry is fastest growing market segment is women.
It is.
Are you doing anything to cater to women?
So I've actually been bringing that back to the gear.
Okay.
Yeah, for our shop in particular, is we have not, for the longest time, very, very, very minimum amount of the gear. Because again, the average customer that comes through there is male. So that's one of the bigger things, is to increase the number and types of clothing apparel that we do offer. So,
right. And a lot of men are buying gear for women too.
But it doesn't just transcend to gear.
Well, that's where we start.
Right, that's where you start. But the biggest thing is, if a woman on her own walks through the door, acknowledge her.
Absolutely.
And just, hi.
Treat her like
welcome.
a person.
Treat her like she is
Treat her like a regular person.
Yes.
Now, When we did our little tour and we visited you at their old location, the Harley-Davidson shop scored extremely high marks. They ticked all the boxes. They had coffee. They had very good atmosphere. The service department was great. Everything was great. The one area they scored really poorly was the acknowledgement of single women. And I've been up there many, many times on my own. Just get ignored. Or you don't get taken seriously. You always get navigated to, look, here's the Sportsters. They want a Sportster.
Or how about one of the first questions, if you don't mind me asking, is, are you shopping for your husband?
Yeah.
Are you shopping for a boyfriend?
So that nonsense needs to stop.
I can't even start.
So,
Don't let me.
I'll share with you, and Lynn, tell me if you've experienced this before. I have a lot of women who shared a story with me that they go into a dealership and they'll say, no one ever came up to me and asked me what I needed. No one ever acknowledged me. Lynn, have you ever experienced that? Do you feel invisible?
I brought my brother-in-law into a shop because he didn't know about it. And so I was showing him the shop, but then the staff just catered to him.
Exactly.
So, and here's the thing: when women tell me that like they're invisible, they're treated like they're not there at all, and I always say that's weird. Right. I've never experienced that because every time I walk into a shop, I go up to the salesman, put my hand out, and introduce myself. But the lesson here is women act differently, and they wait for somebody to come to them, and they don't always put off that.
Correct.
I want attention. Right. Come talk to me. I'm in charge. And it's a different mindset to understand, and it's almost like you need to train the staff to identify that.
Yep.
Can I share something about that too?
Yeah.
I find that even regardless of my inclination to be outgoing and go up to people and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a helmet today," or "I'm looking for some gloves with gauntlet gloves," regardless of that, the assumption will still be that I don't know anything at all.
Yeah.
Which is not a super fun feeling when you just meet anybody, It's like, how could you know what I know?
Now, this isn't a problem that's just associated with motorcycling. I'm sure you've seen the ad on the TV where the woman walks into the car dealership and she wants a V8 SUV and she puts the male glove puppet on. Right, you've seen that.
I have seen that, yep.
Right. So now it is our chance in the motorcycle industry to shine, to show everybody else how it's done. And narrowing it even further than that, it is time for Gilroy Motorcycle Center to shine and show the fucking motorbike industry how it's done.
I agree.
There you go.
And again, that's one of the reasons I wanted to invite you in. I said, these guys are doing something right. They just moved into a new shop. What's it, like 5 times bigger than where you were? It's huge.
Give or take. We went from 14,000 square feet to almost 40,000 square feet. And an additional 10,000 square feet to grow.
And the parking lot huge. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what are your plans? What are like your dreams?
So I think I mentioned it to Emma earlier tonight, was that when we took over the motorcycle shop, it was because we were just into the industry, into the bikes. We had never had a plan to become a super center stop, until I happened to be down south and I walked into Burt's Mega Mall.
Yep, that place is awesome.
Holy shit!
I want some of this.
But really, I would love to do that, but it was kind of like, no, that's not what we want to do. It just kind of happened organically because of the industry over the last 5 years. That's how fast it changed in my mind, at least. It was the single brand, single line dealer is gone.
Right.
If you're able to do that, you're going to do that with a one-man shop.
And what's curious that Triumph is trying to go back to that, too.
They are trying to, but at the same time, they're not going to be able to do it.
No.
Unless you're BMW.
Triumph's sign-on to become a dealer is $78,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to buy their environment kit.
Wow.
Right.
Just to buy their environment kit. Not even counting their bikes and all the other bullshit that you have to go through.
So here's the $1 million question, Greg. Let's get in a time machine and go 5 years, and we're all going to go and visit your shop. What are we going to see?
I would like to say mega store, but not just a mega store, but just something that is huge, but it accommodates everything and everyone. It's one of those things where it carries the brands that cater to the company, or not the company, but the customers that walk through the door. But it also what I want to do, I remember going back to the old shops with my dad when we were growing up, whether it was, San Jose Yamaha or all of them, there was a community built around the whole thing. You kept saying community all night, all night. And it was one of those things that I loved about it. That Saturday was the grand opening. The amount of people that came in there, all the different riders, it was probably one of the coolest days in the industry that we've had for the last 5 years.
Well,
and
I like it.
That's one of those things where when we started talking about different Saturday stuff, I want organized rides. You have these new riders that come in here that have no one to ride with.
Yeah.
And it's to me, that's one of those, I'm like, I want to go riding with you just because. So how do I do that?
And I think that's one of the things that I recognize in you in the shop. So we go there, just say, let's go see what's going on there. And met you, and you were really, friendly, and you want a tour. And I kind of got that vibe from you that like, this is somebody like who's interested and cares and wants to like do something big and great and have fun with it. So the next week when I was there with the group, I'm like, hey, you guys want to go over to Gilroy Motorsports? Check it out. Like I wanted to go back.
That was
because the energy you're putting off is a big part of it. That energy of like,
this cat's legit.
Yeah, like I want to go hang out there and go like just sit on stuff. Not to mention we were talking about gear, but you got like all these jerseys and stuff, all the KTM stuff. John, how much did I want to buy stuff? I'm like going through trying to find my sizes.
You got like KTM
I love it. I'm like, I want this Liat jacket, and I want this.
Mat.
I love it.
Yep.
I know. So a lot of it is coming from you. I can tell it's energy that you're bringing, and that kind of enthusiasm and wanting to be a part of it. So I have a lot of hope that this will be a destination. We need a destination.
We do.
You kept mentioning that, and that's not only that. Also, in the industry, you go, at least in my personal experience, even before the motorcycle shop, you go into all these different shops. And my biggest thing is, it's like the next generation isn't taking over, isn't stepping up, moving into the next thing, and that was the biggest thing that when we moved into it, it was just kind of like it needs a revamp.
When the industry, we were talking about, the industry is changing. The industry is changing a lot in the last 10, 15 years, right? But are the shop owners changing?
No.
Emma, if you had to describe the stereotypical shop owner.
I don't think that's entirely fair, Liza, because I don't want this to be a negative thing.
No, but I'm saying that they're
reactionary, hidebound, grumpy,
older men,
older guys
who were not changing,
resistant to change.
Yes.
And really what the industry needs, my vision for the industry, especially when you get a new rider, when a new rider walks through the door of your or any other shop, and when a new rider walks through the door of my shop, it should be like a loving embrace from a family. We've got you now.
It should be welcoming.
It should be. It should be welcoming. It should be somewhere where they come back. It should be somewhere where they know you've got their back.
Right.
And that's where you can follow up. Yes, you've sold them the bike, you've sold them the gear. Now let's do the Saturday rides. Now let's give them some community. Now let's give them some lessons on how to take care of their bike. You've got them. And you've got them for life.
Maybe some free hugs and back massages.
No.
Free hugs, yes, but
just a hot dog. Hot dog. That's all we need. Just a hot dog.
That's extremely inappropriate. John.
A hug.
But that's how you get them, and that's how you keep them. You give them the community.
It's the welcoming, but it's also transparency.
Yes,
transparency is huge. I can't tell you how many times we get customers coming in here and we're like, "Well, I had this dealer," and again, I don't want to get into bashing any other dealer. I think there's great dealers out there, but it's they told me this price. I'm like, but did they actually break it down for you? Did they actually show you what was involved? And
the market changed faster than the industry was changing faster than the people in the industry.
Or when was the last time that you were able to go to a shop and actually talk to the mechanic?
Yeah.
Right?
That was my biggest thing. Now, granted, my service managers yell at me all the time because he's like, hey, you keep pulling the mechanic off of a job. Oh. And I'm like, hey, but at the same time, who better to explain it to a customer than the mechanic who works on it?
I do it all the time at Emma's shop. I just pull up and yell out my car window.
I just text her.
But you see, here's the thing, and I get this a lot from people who bring in my shop. This is my bike. This is my absolute pride and joy. And I dropped it off for a service, and it went round the corner. and I couldn't see it anymore. And I didn't know who was working on it, and I don't know what they were doing to it. It just went round the corner. And at my place, it's larger than your place. It's 800 square feet.
It's huge.
It's huge. But I've got a counter across the whole front, and it's kind of like a waist-high counter.
Nice.
And that's kind of the stop, and people know that's the stop, and it's my area behind that. But I've got chairs at the counter. You can sit and you can watch me laying my hands on your bike.
Nice.
There's no going round the corner.
That's actually something we actually considered about when we were designing the whole place. It's like we wanted to be able to show that off sometimes, but it was like
the car wash window.
Right.
We were actually that was on one of my top lists, but we had to dwindle the list down eventually, and it was like due to location, we can do cameras.
That could be either great or a nightmare.
Right.
We were talking about my old boss Jim Leonard earlier.
Yes.
And one of the things that I used to do that Jim absolutely loved, and he never had a mechanic that has done it before or since. When I had a new rider buy a brand new bike, the salesman would sign off on it, and then he'd say, okay, your bike's having the pre-delivery inspection done on it now, and I'd call up to the sales desk and say, the bike's done. I would come and get the customer, and then we'd walk back to the workshop, and we'd have the do not enter chain, and I'd pull that to one side, I'd say, come in, put the chain back behind them, walk them to their bike on my ramp, and we'd go over the bike, and I'd show them the bike and show them, say, any questions, push the bike outside the workshop, and then take it from there.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
I love
and they
that.
loved it.
Well,
and it made the customer feel special because they're in a restricted area.
Yep.
They were very supervised because I was absolutely next to them.
One of my favorite things to do is to show people the service shop, especially now. It is even before at the old place, it looked like somebody's garage exploded. But it was one of those things. I still love taking people back there. They actually got to see the guts of it.
When your mechanic does a PDI on a bike, bring the new rider back there, take them into restricted areas, supervised, and take them back. This is your bike. It's very special.
Right.
And it makes them feel like $1 million.
I actually did that at Gilroy Motorcycle Center. So
there
when I
you
was
go.
picking up my only first brand new bike ever in Gilroy. I was down there, and I'll say they didn't necessarily invite me, but I said, hey, can I go talk to the guy who's putting my bike together? And you guys were super welcoming. Met the technician that was doing all the put together stuff. And it made you feel really good because, I wanted to see the guy and be like, hey, I'm going to be the guy on this thing. So, this is the face that's going to eat shit if you don't make sure everything's tight,
Yep.
But it was it's very comforting to meet the person that's setting your bike up.
Yep.
Regardless, it can't be stated enough how far the smells of the back shop, the smell of the oils, the smell of solvents, the smells of everything goes towards getting the juices flowing.
Yeah.
The other part, too, is that about how much the technicians actually love talking to the customers. So,
well, I wanted to thank you for coming here and sharing. Oh, don't mind her; she's a little back.
Well, no, I was handing out emails.
No, they're all for you, Emma. They're
And
all for
Liza's
you.
like,
Emma, you are the star. You get all the emails.
They're all for you. I wanted to thank you for coming down and sharing. Like I said, we are so excited, but I think a lot of it comes from the energy that you bring.
I appreciate that.
And
like I said, he's a legit cat.
Yeah, and Lynn, if you didn't know, here in California, we don't have a lot of big dealerships. They've just all shut down. Not like you have out there in Cobb County, the Parkway. Do you still have that big BMW dealership there?
Yeah, Indian and
Indian.
Mountain Motorsports, and there's
we don't.
a lot to choose from.
We don't have all that. Jim, you got to leave?
I'm going to bounce. Yeah,
All right.
I'm out.
I think Greg's got to
Great
bounce
hanging out
as
with you.
well.
Very much.
Yeah, so all right, Lila's out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jim's out. We're going to wrap up. We're going to get a report from John and then read emails. Do you want to stick with us?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool.
great.
All right, just those two are leaving. See you guys. And Lynn, you're welcome to stay too. John, you were not here for a couple weeks.
I wasn't. So my parents live in Florida, so I went back.
Where do they live?
They live near Daytona Beach.
Do they really?
Yeah, that's convenient.
Yeah.
Now, does your dad wear Hawaiian shirts and smoke a cigar and?
No, he wears Harley shirts like you.
I am wearing my Harley
You
shirt
are.
today because I own a Harley
You do.
Davidson.
And so does he.
Yeah, got to represent, darling.
There you go.
Yes.
So my folks live in a little town called DeLand, which is 10 miles west of Daytona Beach. So
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, because when you say beach and west here in California,
Exactly.
it doesn't make any sense.
it kind of freaked me
right?
out when I first moved here.
Yeah,
I had
fair
to
enough.
change
They
my-
live in the ocean.
Exactly.
They live on a
Little
lighthouse.
different.
So I went back there and I timed it with Bike Week.
Yeah, that was good.
which is
Nothing wrong with that.
No. So I went actually for the races. Liza and I had a great conversation beforehand about Daytona. When I was growing up there in the 80s, 70s, 80s, Bike Week was about racing and about all motorcycles. And then
Right.
it morphed by the 90s and the 2000s to be basically a Sturgis kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I remember. Lynn, have you ever been to Daytona Bike Week?
No, but I've been to Biketoberfest.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah.
And I just remember being when I was in the South in the 90s of it being just Harleys and chicks with bikinis on the backs of bikes and things with tassels. There were tassels on
There were
women, tassels on bikes,
many tassels.
on jackets, just
Booby
tassels.
tassels, everything.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. So, but what people have to realize is that there's the Daytona 200, there's a short track, there's a flat track, there's some trials.
Do you
there's
get to
a
ride on the
motocross.
sand?
You can ride on the sand. You know, so there's a lot of cool stuff just that isn't Harley related. So I went back specifically. I love flat track racing.
And just again, because this comes up, just to make it clear, I don't hate Harley Davidsons. I only hate the riders.
Yes.
Oh, Liza!
Not all of them.
I like some of them.
So
I just can't be around tassels.
yeah, it was a shit. I went to the swap meet and because I figured, okay, like vintage motorcycle days, there'd be a lot of really great stuff. It was all Harley stuff. It's very disappointing.
I just bought a tassel leather jacket.
You did, you
No,
really?
you did not.
You could pull it off though.
Yeah, thank you. I look good no matter what I wear.
That's true. I've
Yes,
noticed
very
that.
good. Thank you, darling.
So, so I got media passes to go to the American Flat Track.
Oh,
up in
nice.
Volusia. So I was there and got to get into the pits, watch the races. Also did some interviews with Shayna Texter and Jared Mees.
Yes.
What was really cool, I really was impressed with this new Royal Enfield race train build program that they have for women racers.
Yeah. Do you know about this? I do.
So
Yeah.
they all get the bikes and they have to actually work on them themselves. They get trained by professional racers like Melissa Paris and others during the time, and then they are part of the AFT kind of main event.
I mean, what are these based on? Interceptor 650s?
650s, yeah. They're
Yeah,
all
nice,
twins. Yeah.
nice platform.
So,
I love this.
so I interviewed one of the gals there, and she was wonderful, and actually is one of the fast racers. So it was really fun to see that piece of it too.
And this is what I love, that you're reminding me that it's about the racing. And,
Yes.
and the racing is like, I'm like, oh, I want to go for that.
Yeah.
I just don't like going to a place
No.
that just sells a lot of bandanas
No,
and
agreed.
it's going from bar to
No,
bar on
yeah.
bikes. I don't like that so much.
So it was crazy crappy weather. It rained the whole week. So a lot of the races got jacked up. I know AFT had 2 rounds scheduled. They only got one in, which I was at, and the track was super bumpy. But they got the race in, which was great. One of the couple things I was excited about, so they've done some new restrictions on the bikes. So the last, 3 or 4 years since Indian really came in, they've been blowing everybody away. So now they have restrictor plates on the Indian, so there's a lot more tight racing. So like JD Beach, who's on a Yamaha, was very, very competitive this race. He's such a great rider, but the Indians are they're amazing.
Yeah.
The other thing I was really excited about was Royal Enfield has a entry in the premier event now, and the Royal Enfield rider, I forget his name, but came in, I think, 5th. But
I'm guessing it's not a Meteor.
No, it's
definitely not a
a 650. It's a Continental GT.
It
yeah.
is Meteor, though.
So, but in the top 5 you had KT. Well, on the premier class you had Indian, Harley, Royal Enfield, and Yamaha.
Well, I'm going to briefly stop you there because a lot of people are like, hang on, wait a minute. Royal Enfield. What has happened that Royal Enfield is suddenly like this? And what's actually happened in Royal Enfield, it's just been taken over by the owner's son.
Oh.
So Royal Enfield is currently being navigated by a 41-year-old,
That's great.
like very tech savvy, very hip guy. He's got long hair, he wears his sandals, and he's the one who's kind of driving this.
Yeah.
Well, and when Melissa was on her show, she talked about this, about how it's they're just a basic machine that anyone can work on and learn to build and tune, because it's just a very basic machine.
Right.
So
And it's perfect for flat track.
seems
No
like a great
disparaging
fit.
flat. It's perfect for flat track.
Yeah. Lynn, how come you weren't there? I know for a fact you like going to the races.
I do love going on the races. There's just too much to do, you know. Not enough time. Too much to do.
So it was an amazing time. So, AFT is in Texas, I think, this weekend. They'll eventually be out here for the Sacramento Mile, which I'm definitely going to. And they'll be back in Volusia, which I'm planning another trip back to Daytona for that. So, so it's great. I had a great time there.
You're all over the place.
I know. I'm trying to be like you, Liza.
I know. You just got your tickets to Vintage Days.
I did.
Too.
Come on, baby. Go to Vintage Motor Days with us.
Yes.
Greg, you should go. Have you been?
I have not been out there.
Oh my God, you should go with us.
All kinds of things for your thrift corner you can find out
Oh,
there.
I believe it.
Yeah, it'll change your life. It will absolutely change your life.
Yeah. It's
Very
pretty
We'll
cool.
strap a firecracker on your naked head and make you do a burnout.
No, Haley offered to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She would look better than Greg.
Yes, Lynn?
Don't forget that Triumph won the Daytona 200.
Oh, they did. That's right. I missed the 200 because I just couldn't get there. But yeah,
Well, because it was raining.
it was.
And British things do run better in the rain. Did you know that?
Well, and it's also MotoGP season, so that's super exciting. It is race season right now. So
Oh, shit. Some of the racing out of Daytona, that is a wild ride.
Crazy.
Let me
yeah, those
tell
banks
you.
are insane.
And when they crash, they just keep sliding.
Yeah.
They just keep
Well, you know,
going.
it's true. Liza, who is my hero above all else?
Freddie Spencer.
Barry Sheen.
Barry Sheen.
Damn it.
1975, Barry Sheen went down at Daytona.
Yeah.
The fastest recorded crash in history.
How fast?
172.
Ouch.
And did he do 3 loops before he came to a stop?
Well, the x-rays of his legs, he looked like an erector set after that. He had
He's
a lot
actually
of
still sliding, Liza.
Yeah.
oh, my God.
To this day, dear Barry. But yeah, it's a wild ride out there.
And MotoGP is looking awesome this year. So it's a lot of parity right now up top, and I'm
I know
super
you're a
pumped.
fiend for MotoGP.
Love
aren't
it,
you?
love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
Well, now I have to ask Greg, are you going to be attending any events this year?
So we usually do Laguna Seca.
Yeah. In July.
In July. Those races, we usually do Sonoma as well. We've done that one.
Moto America.
Have not done that one yet. I know it's on our list. Ed, again, my parts manager, is all about it. He's usually pushing the driving force behind that. But then we do a lot of the off-road, the dirt.
It is the one that we ran into in
on
Vegas.
the way to
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he was in Vegas at the AIM Expo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were there. Yeah,
My brother was there, but he was probably in the casinos.
Yeah. We were behaving actually quite well for us.
The entire time?
Here's a top tip for you, Greg. In July, if you go to Laguna Seca and you see any Misfits coming towards you, because we tend to travel en masse at these events, we usually manage to bluff a few
breasts.
breast passes. Press passes.
I want a breast pass.
I know you do, and you won't get one. Just go the other way. Just ignore us and move the other way.
Unless you got breast passes, you want one of those.
Because we will probably be drunk.
You said
and
that-
looking for more things to drink.
You said we were well behaved. 3 out of 4 Misfits ended up in a fetal position at one point or another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not saying who.
yes. Hey, a hot shot.
Hey, Lynn, how about you? What are you attending any events or races this year?
I'm going to try to get to the Moto America race at Barber.
Oh, that's so fun.
In
to go there.
Alabama?
That's one of my bucket list places.
Yeah, I mean, it is a world-class museum.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And Moto America right now, that is wild racing. Those guys are just off the charts nuts. I'd say that's probably the most competitive racing right now you can see. Moto
Think so,
America.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I know Cam Bobbio is doing really well up in Moto 2. Also.
But they're just wild.
yeah.
Hey, Lynn, you want to go on a trip to Pakistan?
That would be
Ooh.
so fun.
I've got a women's group going in September.
I've got a
if you
co-ed
want to
group.
join us.
We'll take you too.
And his trip is going in May,
June.
My trip is going in September. If you're interested,
Greg, you
let
want to go
me
Pakistan
know.
with me and ride in the Himalayas?
Hey, why not?
And
And Emma's trip to Italy is already full.
well, no, I think there may
Is
be
it?
1 or 2
Oh, good.
places
A couple
left.
spots.
Where, I mean, it's not it's not closed until Kat says it's closed.
Yes, that's true. And Mason, how about you? What events are you planning to go to this year?
Luckily, I have a work trip going to Slovenia, so I'm extending it by a week and riding down the Croatian coast and up into the Dolomites.
Oh, shut up, really?
Yeah.
You're going to be in the Dolomites too?
Mm-hmm.
Not at the same time
You
as
should
them,
be in
huh?
Pakistan with me, too.
18th through the 23rd.
Of what month?
June.
Oh, you can't go to
I'm sorry,
Pakistan.
18th to the 23rd.
And Emma, you're going to be in July, August.
End of July.
Yeah, in July.
Not August. The trip, the first day of the trip is the 24th.
They'll be there during Vintage Motorcycle.
And we fly back on the 29th.
So much going on.
Yeah,
this is gonna
so
be,
much motorbike stuff.
You know, this is going to be such a big year for everyone, which is why, Greg, I want you to have events there.
It is on the
But also,
agenda.
let me know if you want to do something. We could do a Misfits thing.
Or a
out
Big
there.
Thumpers event there.
Right.
There you go.
Or, just any group rides. Reach out to the community and we'll join you on the group rides.
Or I
And
would be happy to help you organize a
We
group ride.
promise we won't misbehave like last time. It won't be like last time.
Group rides. We won't have any
Group
guns
rides
pulled on us
probably
next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We're not like the others.
Hey, you guys,
Clearly.
we got some time before we wrap up to get to some emails. Emma, you have a few.
God, do you want me to read all three? Because I handed one over
I
to
know.
Greg
I
and
know.
you made me take
because
it
they're
back.
for you.
Oh, God.
So go ahead. Read yours.
The first one is from Leon Bowles. It
Hey,
might
Leon.
be Leon Bowles,
Leon.
actually. No, Leon Bowles.
Leon Bridges is
Emma Darling. Oh, here we
Ooh,
go.
see?
Starts off on the right foot immediately. You are amazing. I like this. I just love your motorcycle knowledge. Podcast 462, when you were teaching us about the history of choppers, and you told the real story of the Captain America bike. Well, we're not going to rehash that here. Years back, there was an article in some biker magazine that I had long forgotten, and they were talking about who built it and what happened to it. So I just Googled that shit and found an article from 2021. Yeah, the Captain America bike is the world's most expensive motorcycle, but it has a confusing past. Let's recap. Captain America bike starred in Easy Rider. It is probably the most recognized bike in the world. For the longest time, Peter Fonda said he built it. He didn't. It was built by a black guy out of Los Angeles called Sonny Vors.
Really?
Yep. And
cool.
it wasn't given credit. We kind of explored maybe why and whatever, but
I have an interesting.
but there are knockoffs out there, and I believe the original might be at. It's either at Barber or it's in. Actually, it might be at the Peterson.
In Santa? In
no, LA.
Oh, L.A. Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't recall.
but there's tons
seeing
of
it.
there's
Well,
quite a few knockoffs. Out
I
there.
have an addition to that.
Oh, do you?
So you guys may have noticed I have a few miniature motorcycles.
Just
One or two.
Two.
Well, in fact, the Easy Rider was made by Franklin Mint and is one of the most expensive and hardest to find models to buy. I have yet to get one. It's the same as the real bike. The model is very hard to get.
I will have a word with Franklin himself.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
And it concludes. Like always, I enjoy the show. I mostly listen to it when I'm at work on the night shift. My up the bike is nothing special. 1985 Honda VF 500 Inceptor. That's a lovely little bike.
I should explain for anyone who doesn't know what an
Greg
up the
should-
butt
Greg
bike
should tell us
is.
this too.
That is a bike that you look at and you go, "Oh, I take it up the butt for that."
Greg, what's your bike?
Everyone has.
What
an
is
up the
your
butt
just
bike.
money no object, desirability no object? What bike above
This
all
is mine
else?
right here. The Harley VR 1000. That's mine.
That's one of mine for sure.
Yeah.
We really don't have a bike. Because I've always been dirt bikes.
Yes.
So,
But come
So
on.
which one?
come
I
on.
mean, come on.
What
How-
about an old two-stroker, like a brand new Honda CR 500?
How about
it's definitely a
Husky from On Any Sunday?
Like 360
good one.
Husky.
Ooh, the Husky
Would you
from
take it up the
Sunday.
butt for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone's got one.
Anyway, it concludes. Please give my very best to Liza and all the other misfits. P.S. Always give it the beans, as you should. Leon.
Give it the beans.
Thanks, Leon.
What a lovely email, Leon.
All right, I got one, and then you can read your other two. This one is from Graham, who says, "Hey, Misfits."
Hi, Graham.
Is that Mr. Crackers to you?
Yeah. Says, just to let you know, my T-shirt arrived today. It looks really cool. You got yours
I got
yet?
mine.
Yep,
Thank you.
cool. John got his today.
I got mine.
Keep on doing what you do. The podcast is 2 hours of absolute fun that brightens up my Monday morning.
Tra-la-la.
I will be wearing my T-shirt as much as possible here in the UK.
Oh, good.
Spreading the word and pushing the Misfits forward towards total world domination.
So I have a top tip for any Americans who are visiting the UK. So if you make the peace sign,
May do it the right way.
and then turn it round the other way,
Yep.
and move your hand up and down, you can gain people's attention by doing that.
That means I love you, right?
Yeah, and by going, and if you do that to people and go, "Oi, wanker," you're bound to get attention. Lickety split.
There you go.
There you go. That's a
Top tip.
Emma top tip.
All right. What you got there, Emma?
Okay. Hello, and this is from it's Cam Cole.
Hey, Cam.
Hello, dear Liza and Emma. Apparently, you count for nothing, John. Nothing.
I know. No love for the stump, baby.
Hot shot. John got the whole shot in Vegas. Thank you for another great episode of Motorcycle and Misfits. I hadn't realized how interesting chopper culture really is, especially in Japan, apparently. I watched too much Orange County chopper stuff growing up, I think. My dad liked that show because it reminded him of us working together with my brother as a family on race cars.
Must be Italians like
I
me.
never wanted to celebrate or normalize or dysfunctionality, but at the time it was our family time together. Thanks also for reading part of my email on the podcast yesterday. I am eagerly awaiting a couple of history lessons from Emma about Corbin seats and Vetter fairings.
There you go.
And I'm going to do those too because, you know, Mike Corbin, Craig Vetter, they're both very, very dear friends of mine. And, you know, I think we could do like 2 history holes, like back to back about both of them. They're interesting enough subjects. Anyway, thanks again, Cam Cole. And Liza included her response to it.
No, you don't read that.
I'm going to.
No, don't.
All right.
You don't need to.
It's very nice. You just said she's very kind. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You wouldn't want to ruin your reputation by having to
All
do
right.
something nice.
John, you have one to read here?
I do. This is from Tucker.
Hey, Tucker.
Not Tucker Carlson, I'm assuming. Sorry.
You never know.
I know how much the Misfits like on any Sunday. Yes, we do. So I thought I would share this with you. They're bringing back motorcycle Grand Prix racing to Small Town USA this May.
I'm sorry. Did he say Grand P?
He said Grand P, but it's pre.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No,
you. I thought
he
you
said
did.
pre. I said P.
Yeah, okay. Just checking.
It's a Freudian slip. Sorry. So 10 laps, 10 miles each lap.
Ooh.
They've also been posting loads of old Grand Prix, Liza, racing, and videos from the early to mid 1970s on Facebook. There's a link here. P.S. Several of the original Grand Prix racers who raced it back in the 70s are going to race it this year. They have a lot more spunk than I do. Love the podcast. Hope to meet you all someday. Tucker, not Carlson.
Thank you,
So
Tucker.
I like the idea of people with high blood pressure taking lots of diuretics and having a Grand P. And who's the winner?
The older you get, the more important that gets.
Yes.
I believe that's the guys from Top Gear. I think that's our new show. They're at
I
that
think
age
so,
now. It's a Grand
because
Prix. Jeremy Clarkson, yeah.
What you don't realize on Super Bowl Sunday, all the Brits get together and we eat Indian food and drink beer and have Super Bowl Sunday.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right, one more email. Let's get out of
So
here.
this is from Dave Osterday.
Hey, Dave.
And Dave is clearly signed up for Kat and Emma's Alpine Adventure.
Cool.
I've been watching the Champ U training videos from Kat for the Dolomites ride. I cannot believe all the contradictions I was taught via MSF classes. Also, I know you shared it on a previous show, but what is Miss Emma's Insta handle? Well, it's very, very easy, darling. My Instagram handle is Emma Booton, EMMABOOTON 1962. And when you press on that, you're going to see a picture of me sitting on my darling 47 Blue Chief. Hit on that, send me a friend request, and Bob's your uncle. and you will be treated to a lot of pictures of me posing outside the front of my shop with some quite exotic machinery.
Yes.
No nudity, alas. I think I shared a picture of an Aprilia with no clothes on.
Well, I'm still blinded from the show we had out here.
I should have
You were
done that.
taken by the moment, well, shall we say?
I was.
You were.
I couldn't help myself.
And I wanted to take a quick moment to say, if you haven't yet, go check out our new website.
Yeah.
Mason, did you check it out?
I have not yet.
Motorcyclesandmisfits.com. It's that easy. I've got links to everything there, including now all the shirts that have gone out to all of our Patreon supporters are now available for sale, and you can purchase them there in our shop.
And can we include a link to perhaps Gilroy Motorcycle Center or Greg?
Yes.
Does Gilroy Motorcycle Center have a website?
We do.
Well,
Yes.
would you share that right now, please?
GilroyMotorcycleCenter.com.
There you go.
Simple
And
enough.
I will put a link to it in the show notes. It's definitely a place. Look, if you're local and you're doing a ride, it's a great destination to go to. They got a couch.
2 couches.
Even better.
2 couches.
2 couches.
And coffee.
And coffee.
And coffee. And apparently dressing room very soon.
It is coming.
A shocking omission.
Aspirations.
Get into the restroom.
And John, you wanted to add?
So make sure to also check out our Instagram, our YouTube channel, our Facebook. Just get on social with us. We want to be social.
We're everywhere. We're on the Book of Faces. We're on the Tube of Views and Instagram. We're everywhere you want to be.
There you go. And I also wanted to thank Mason for joining us. You're
Thank
out
you.
here doing this California trip. And
Yep.
first one here today came to spend the day with us.
Just came to hang out. It was March
have
in
fun?
Minnesota. Yeah, it's a blast. It's always a blast.
And you
out
got to
here.
go for a ride in the hills.
Jim took me on a hill ride around here.
That's great.
So
And you got to see all the excitement that happens here.
see the magic.
Well, I'm glad you got to see some of the sort of California coastal magic, because we got a bit of everything right here. I mean, you got the beach, you've got city riding, but you went up into the mountains as well. And
In a couple of days, you can experience all the seasons in one day.
I certainly did. I got wet,
Yeah.
pretty wet yesterday,
Welcome to
and then yeah, it's amazing. I don't know how you get any work done around here.
And Lynn, I wanted to thank you for participating in the Rev Sisters raffle and be part of the film festival and coming and playing a game with us tonight.
I have a very personal message for you and your husband. Thank you for flying the flag for Britain, darling. And I will make sure you get a telegram from the Queen.
I own 2 of them myself. I'm definitely a homer, so you had my heart there, Triumph.
Nice. Nice. So we're going to sign out now. For most of the people here in the room don't know what's about to happen, so you're going to figure it out. So thank you, everyone, especially our Patreon subscribers. Hopefully you're getting those shirts. Send us your pictures on Facebook or Instagram of you in the shirt. I want to see them out there. But, yeah, we really appreciate it.
Can we open up any more Ask Miss Emma slots?
There may still be some. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good for now. I think there may be some. I'll check.
Yeah, open up one. If we're full, open up another one.
All right.
You could do an Ask the Stump spot.
You
I'll
have
give
you
bad
have one you need
information.
to answer right now, actually. So thank you, everyone. I think it's time.
Would you like me to answer that one right now?
No, not right now. Thank you. We're getting out of here. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma, darling.
Greg?
Mason.
Bagel.
Hey, Lynn.
Yes, you did it! Yeah, and we are out of here.
Cool.
Cool.